Oh, hi. I'm Ben, and welcome to Life in Balance. This time, we're going to learn how to permaculture. So I think the best place to start is to learn where the word permaculture even comes from. I'll show you. Funny little fact. It's actually just two words sandwiched together. The first word is permanent. 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 The second word is agriculture. Agriculture. See where I'm going with this? Permaculture. Pretty slick, right? I learned that in a documentary. So now, moving on, you'll notice that the rest of the board is blank. That's because I have no idea what I'm doing.
This is Ben, and I'm Caitlin, and welcome to Life in Balance, a series to explore what it truly means to live a life of your own design.
Gratitude warning. We are beyond grateful for the opportunities of this life we are leading. Please take away what serves you and use it on your path to a life in balance. This time on Life in Balance, we're going to share the beginning of our journey into permaculture. We want to talk about why we decided to turn our front yard into something our neighbors just don't understand, and why we feel it's a giant step toward our own life in balance. We aren't going to teach you how to start your own project, but hopefully it can spark some excitement in you about where in your life you can begin to reconnect to nature and where your food comes from. So sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy. We're coming at you from our hot and sweaty greenhouse full of tomatoes.
We're here to talk to you about our awesome permaculture project, which was inspired by this little cutie.
This is Rosie. Hey, my little bugaloo.
So, as you know, COVID was a very unexpected turn of events, and it gave us a lot of different free time to use up. We also have a really cute little 1-year-old, so the garden seemed like a really appropriate option for us to all hang out there. And it inspired this wonderful project in the front yard, which was just basically to turn it into some sort of, perennial garden, really. And through our research, we stumbled upon this beautiful thing called permaculture.
Ooh.
We are super passionate about reconnecting with the earth and making our habits more aligned and harmonious with the planet. And this was just like such a resonant and powerful way for us to do that.
So what I thought is we can maybe take that drain pipe at the top
Yeah.
and run it over to this roof. So it drains off of that roof into this gutter.
That'd be way smarter.
Yeah.
How are you going to get that moved to there without it looking dumb?
Without it looking dumb, that's the ticket.
To turn a completely dead space of our front yard into something that was live and vivacious and attracted life again and could be grown for sustenance for ourselves and for others in the neighborhood, to be a community connector. In fact, it's already working when we're out there digging.
Hey. We're putting in a rain garden.
Oh, nice. So I feel like, it's just arrived at the perfect time. Divine synchronicity. Permaculture landed on our lap as we dug up our front grass.
It's pretty fitting. So if you're watching this and thinking, what the hell is permaculture? Then you're just like us a few months ago. We'd both heard of it before, but not given much thought past that it's just a style of farming, which is 100% right. But instead of farming, think of it more like harnessing the power of nature. Kind of. So Wikipedia describes permaculture as the development of agricultural ecosystems intended to be sustainable and self-sufficient, which means that we're not only trying to mimic nature, we're actually trying to let nature lead the way. Our front yard is small, but in order to learn something, you have to begin. So we're doing just that. We're going to bring back a natural ecosystem where our front lawn used to be, while adjusting it slightly to supply us with food. We're going to irrigate it naturally with the rainwater collected on our roof. We're going to plant plants that can thrive in our local ecosystem. And we're going to try not to screw it all up.
It's challenging. It's really confronting. Every time I pull in the driveway, I'm like, God, we got to get it to some finished stage. And that's not the way this works. This is a process, lifelong journey. And we're on it. We're riding it. We're doing it.
And that is not the way nature works. Nature doesn't hurry up because it's dinner time. It doesn't hurry up because it's already Thursday and we've only gotten this far. Like, nature just does its thing.
It encourages me to pause, to enjoy and savor the experience itself, and to let it teach me, to let it help me see the ways in which sometimes I'm living outside of my actual life that's unfolding right now. Really, at the end of the day, I'm here to enjoy my life, to be kind, to be loving, and I feel like this garden is really teaching me that.
And a bonus is that it kind of ruffles the feathers in our little neighborhood here. Yeah. Having a front yard that's kind of dug up and doesn't really look like anything yet. We just got some trenches dug in and a big hole and a pile of soil. It's not just lawn, 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 lawn. It's going to be lawn, 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 random permaculture thing, lawn, lawn, lawn. And it's going to bring a lot of attention and hopefully a lot of awareness and excitement to people around as they see it turn into something. So let's talk about lawns for a minute. See, we live in suburbia, for lack of a better term. It's a neighborhood filled with working class families, kids on bikes, playing street hockey, and lawn. Lots and lots of lawn. And if you don't know the history behind why we even have lawns, at least here in North America, well, you might be embarrassed to find out that it's just a leftover fad from the Victorian age. It's an ego-puffing way to say, yes, I too have enough money to waste space on a useless, water-wasting, ecosystem-destroying crop. Studies have found that turfgrass lawns are the largest irrigated crop in North America, only by about 300%. The next largest? Cotton. Lawns cover about 2% of all the land in the United States. That's about the same size as Washington State. And they add about 2.5 million tons of toxic fertilizer to the mix. Lawns are a bad thing. Since Caitlin and I don't water our lawns or use fertilizer, I figured we didn't have a problem. And that's where our intentional life fits in. You know the old quote, if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem? Well, that means that if we aren't actively working to better the planet, then by definition, we're adding to the issues at hand. And since we are actively working to create a more connected and meaningful life, then a permacultured front yard seemed to fit right in. And maybe, just maybe, it'll catch on. Yes, we're starting a big permaculture project in our front yard, but if you don't have a front yard, you have a windowsill or a deck or something, it's really healing to plant a tomato plant. Grow that.
Lettuce has been super easy.
Different herbs, different things, even just flowers. When you have to nurture something in dirt and bring it to life, it is really empowering. It feels like you've accomplished something. You just have to be there as a container and let these natural things do what they do best, which is grow and be tasty.
Side benefit, they're delicious. I think one of the most empowering parts about this process has been feeling like we're getting some control back during such uncertain times. COVID, of course, is really challenging us all in different ways. And I feel like getting my hands in the soils and coming back to like the probiotics that are the earth, like our nutrition, we are the product of what we eat, and sharing that with my daughter and watching her get to eat right off the raspberries and, you know, be in the garden and in the dirt and play out here. It's just been such a healing and grounding and sort of stress reducing practice.
Lunch break? She's not helping. You think you're helpful, don't you? Yeah. Want to hold the big shovel? Ooh.
And so I highly recommend it for any of you that are struggling and feeling like you're totally unsure about the world. This is a really great way that we can contribute, each of us. You know, we're bringing more beautiful plants to breathe more fresh oxygen into the world. We're being more self-sustainable, so less food has to be trucked to us from across the world. And I feel like it's also really important that it's kind of reminding that beautiful teaching that diversity is the most powerful thing. You know, these ecosystems remind us that the more that we have balance between the different types of flowers and plants and trees and bees and bugs, the less likelihood we are to have different funguses or breakouts or things that don't produce. And so I feel like if we take this teaching into our collective, into our communities, and remember, like, diversity is what makes us thrive, to not try and be like anybody else, and to just feel empowered and inspired to be ourselves, to share from our hearts, and to support each other, each on our journeys. I don't have much to say, to be honest. I'm just really enjoying my life right now. That we're not higher or better or lower or worse, than anyone else. We're all equal, and equally, we're all different. So I love that. The nice side benefit, I get my workout. It's functional and meaningful at the same time.
So there you have it. We really hope you enjoyed this little glimpse of our journey into permaculture. As we continue down this path of really getting intentional about how we're living our lives, we hope that you can find some places in your life to relate. We hope you learn some things, and we hope you walk away with some insight to where in your life you can create more balance with the natural world around you. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for showing up with an open heart and open mind. And most importantly, thanks for taking the steps every day toward your life in balance. Yeah, people who like permaculture really like to share about permaculture. It's pretty clear that way. And I kind of feel it myself, obviously.
Oh, we don't know anything, so don't take any of our tips.
We're just getting started, but we're really excited, and it feels like we're hopefully making a little bit of a ripple in the
Screw the tomatoes.
in the sphere.
I want the boobs.
So thanks so much, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Yay! Bye!
Say bye! Okay.